Maya was driving to her Grandma Maria's house, the warm memories of her childhood visits flooding her mind. Mando, her faithful Jack Russell Terrier, was in the back seat with his head out the window, taking in the crisp autumn air. It had been 3 months since the harrowing encounter with the serial killer Victor Harlow, and Maya had been doing remarkably well. She had managed to put that terrifying part of her life behind her, and Mando, ever loyal, was just happy to be out and about with his beloved owner. When they arrived at Grandma Maria's house, Maya greeted her grandmother with a warm hug and a bright smile. Mando, not one to be left out of the festivities, enthusiastically said hi by jumping up on her and trying to lick her face. Maya had a special reason for this visit. She was going on a 1-week vacation getaway with her girlfriends and needed a safe and loving place for Mando to stay. Maria, thrilled to have Maya and Mando over, gladly offered to take care of her granddaughter's furry companion for the week. She had a big backyard where Mando could run and play to his heart's content, and she always kept a stash of his favorite dog treats. With a heavy heart but excitement for her trip, Maya said her goodbyes and left for her vacation. Mando watched her go, his eyes filled with a mix of longing and understanding. He knew he was in good hands with Grandma Maria. As the days passed, Mando loved the freedom of Grandma Maria's backyard. He chased butterflies, barked at squirrels, and soaked up the sunshine. He even made a new dog friend from the neighborhood, and together they would tear around the yard in joyful abandon. But as evening fell and the shadows lengthened, a palpable sense of unease settled over the house. Mando, while enjoying the safety and love of his temporary home, couldn't ignore the eerie feeling that something was amiss. One night, as he lay on the sofa looking out of the window, he noticed something that sent a chill down his spine. He could see them, ghosts. They drifted by, silent and translucent in all shapes and sizes. Young, old men, women, and even children, all passing by on their way to who knows where. Mando's keen senses told him that these Aparidians were harmless, perhaps lost souls searching for something they had left behind. But then, on that fateful night, the atmosphere shifted. Mando's hackles rose, and he felt a malevolent presence unlike anything he had ever encountered before. His gaze fixated on a shadowy figure outside, seemingly trying to get into the house. Mando knew he had to act. With a courageous bark and a burst of energy, he leapt off the sofa and charged at the door. His tiny body seemed to grow in size as he blocked the entity's path. The demon-like creature snarled and recoiled, unable to breach the determined defender. Inside the house, Grandma Maria was clueless about the supernatural events unfolding outside. She had no idea what Mando was seeing, or why he was barking so fiercely. She assumed it was just another dog or some neighborhood commotion. Mando's relentless determination to protect the house and Grandma Maria from the encroaching evil was unwavering. The demon, frustrated and thwarted by this small but mighty defender, finally gave up its malicious intent. It slinked away into the shadows, its malevolent presence dissipating like mist. As the soft morning light filtered through the curtains, Mando's eyes remained watchful, his senses still attuned to the eerie events of the previous night. The world outside seemed peaceful, but he couldn't shake the feeling that the malevolent entity might return, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike again. Mando's tiny frame was weary from his night-long vigil, but he refused to let his guard down. He continued to scan the yard, his ears twitching at the slightest rustle of leaves, and his eyes darting to any unusual movement. He knew that the demon might be gone for now, but evil was rarely so easily defeated. Inside the house, Grandma Maria awoke to find Mando still on high alert. She couldn't understand why he remained so vigilant, but she trusted her loyal companion. With a sense of unease, she joined Mando by the window, peering out into the yard. Her gaze followed his, searching for any signs of the malevolent presence that had threatened them. The morning seemed ordinary, the world bathed in a warm and inviting light. Birds chirped and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the trees. Yet the tension in the air remained, a silent reminder of the horrors of the night. Mando, though tired, refused to let his guard down. He knew that the battle might not be over, that the demon could return when least expected. With a final, determined glance out the window, he settled back on the sofa, his eyes heavy with exhaustion but his senses alert. As the day wore on, and the world outside continued its peaceful rhythm, Mando remained the silent sentinel, a small but valiant guardian. The suspense hung in the air, a reminder that in the darkness unseen forces could stir. The next night arrived, and with it, an unsettling sense of déjà vu. The house once again was cloaked in darkness as the moon hung low in the sky. Mando, despite his exhaustion, remained alert. He had a gnawing feeling that the malevolent entity might return. Grandma Maria, unaware of the supernatural events that had transpired, had gone to her bedroom, leaving Mando to keep watch. She had noticed his persistent vigilance but attributed it to his protective nature. Little did she know that Mando's instincts were finely attuned to the lurking danger. As the hours passed and the night deepened, a shiver ran down Mando's spine. He sensed it, the return of the malevolent entity. The air grew colder and an eerie stillness settled over the house, like the calm before a storm. Mando's ears perked up and his muscles tensed as he caught a glimpse of movement outside the window. The demon-like figure, with its malevolent eyes burning like coals, slithered out of the shadows once more. It was relentless, determined to breach the house and unleash its dark intentions. With a determined bark, Mando leaped off the sofa and positioned himself in front of the door, just as he had done the night before. His tiny frame seemed even smaller against the looming threat, but his courage knew no bounds. The demon, infuriated by Mando's resilience, snarled and advanced, its grotesque form contorting in anger. It clawed at the door, seeking to force its way inside, but Mando held firm. He barked louder, his bravery undiminished. Inside the house, Grandma Maria was roused from her sleep by the commotion. She rushed to the living room, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. She saw Mando, standing valiantly against an unseen force, and a sense of dread washed over her. She realized that something beyond her understanding was happening, something her loyal dog could perceive, but she couldn't. With trembling hands, she recited a prayer, her voice quivering as she hoped for divine protection. The demon, thwarted once again by Mando's unwavering determination, finally retreated into the darkness, its malevolent presence dissipating like smoke. The night slowly yielded to dawn, and the house returned to an uneasy calm. Grandma Maria, though shaken and bewildered, understood that Mando had once again protected her and their home from an inexplicable threat. She held her brave companion close, grateful for his unwavering loyalty. As the sun's first rays broke through the horizon, Mando looked out of the window, his eyes tired but resolute. He had faced the malevolent entity twice, and twice he had emerged victorious. The suspense of the night had taken its toll, but his sense of duty remained strong. In the soft morning light, Mando looked out of the window, tired but victorious. He had faced an unimaginable threat, and had protected his family and home in his own brave and unique way. With a satisfied sigh, he curled up on the sofa, his tail wagging contentedly, and drifted into a well-deserved slumber, knowing he had kept a darkness at bay. Like and subscribe for more spooky stories.